Hi everybody, this is Maya Good and this is Novel Prep Month Day 29. We have 2 more days before National Novel Writing Month starts. And today I want to talk to you about your idea journal. This is not what you think it is, but it is something that may save you from yourself. First, let me just give you a little bit of story. So, for this year's National Novel Writing Month, I decided I was going to try something completely different. I was going to try to write romance, I was going to try to write a series, and in order to do that, I needed to outline. And I outlined all 5 books and I drilled it all down. But something was nagging at me. I wasn't sure if I was hitting the romance properly because I'm not a romance writer, and it kept feeling more like a drama, more like a tragedy, more like women's fiction. So I submitted it to my writers group so that they could tear apart my outline and let me know if I was on the right track before I got 3 books in and realized I was all wrong. And I went to group last night, and I am so thankful to them because I'm on the wrong track, and the outline does not read like a romance. And in order to make it read like a romance, I most likely won't be happy with the story. And so the question is, can I write it as women's fiction? Which brought to mind a whole other question of my literary novels. Um, because they're literary novels, but I think they could be marketed as women's fiction. So that brought to mind a whole question of my pen name and everything else. And so I came home last night with my mind racing with ideas. I got online and promptly found out that one of my co hosts had published a collection of short stories and didn't tell us on the podcast. So all of a sudden I had that and I was feeling inspired. I had all this energy. And all of a sudden I started thinking about my short story collection. I had all these ideas for additional stories to go in that collection because I only have like 5 stories written in that collection and I want to ideally have 15. And so that was going on. And then I had to stop. And I said, you know what? These plot bunnies are going to derail my National Novel Writing Month. So I opened up my idea journals and I wrote a couple quick sentences of each of these new ideas. And then I closed it. And that's what I want you to think about, okay? Because during National Novel Writing Month, there are going to be times when every idea you have, except the one that you're writing, is going to be more interesting than what you should be writing. And rather than switching plots, switching plans, switching projects, getting distracted, doing 2 projects at once, find a journal that you enjoy writing in and designate that your idea journal so that every time you get a plot bunny that pops up into your head, every time you get a stray idea, you just quickly write it down. Don't write on the idea. Don't start writing the story. Just write the idea. Write, serial killer, falls in love, whatever. Just write the 1 sentence synopsis and then close it and keep it moving. So what am I going to do? I could drop my project, but honestly, dropping my project and starting something new this close to National Novel Writing Month will make it so that I don't finish. And I know this. It would be easier. It would be easier for me to pick an entirely new project. It would be easier for me to pick a project that I could just pants. But I committed myself to this project. So what am I going to do? I'm going to rework the outline. Crazily enough, I'm not too happy about it, but I'm going to rework the outline today so that I can have a couple days of break before National Novel Writing Month. But that is better than submitting to the plot bunnies and getting derailed and not finishing National Novel Writing Month. There comes a point when you have to realize that your stories don't always come easy. And even when you do all the work, you may do all the wrong work. So here I am, I'm looking at a 5-book series that most likely is 1 to 3 books. I'm looking at a romance outline that is actually a little more terms of endearment than Harlequin romance. I'm looking at a subplot that is a whisper of a subplot that really needs to be a second major plot. And that's okay because I took the risk and I handed this to people I trusted and I got amazing feedback. and my project's going to be 10 times better for it. And I'm not going to give it up. And I'm not going to get tangled up in plot bunnies. I'm not going to listen to the voice in the back of my head that says, maybe you should use National Novel Writing Month to finish your short story project. Or maybe you should use National Novel Writing Month to work on this other idea you've been thinking about. No, I'm not doing that because I know these characters. I know this story because I did the work. So now I just need to rearrange some stuff and keep it moving. That is my tip for you today. Get an idea journal. Don't get derailed. Even if you find out your outline has problems, you've done so much of the work that even if it has problems, it's not going to take much to fix them. Fix them. Don't start something new. If your project has problems, fix them and keep moving. And take your little plot bunnies and put them in a journal or put them in a jar and leave them there until after you finish this project. That's my tip for you today. Ciao.